Pub Street. Whether you like it or not, one way or another, everything around town pretty much revolves around this area. It's kind of a cross, X-shaped, just lots of bars. And you would think that in an area like this, the prices would be outrageous because it's so tourist focused, but it's not. So I'm going to show you real quick. That's not bad at all. And that's pretty much standard around here, 50 cents to 75 cents. So interestingly enough, it's not that Cambodia is dollarized, but the two currencies are almost interchangeable, the Cambodian rial and the US dollar. So you'll go to an ATM and it'll spit out US dollars or rial. Sometimes you can pick, sometimes you can't. So there you have it, that's Pub Street. Now I wanted to show you this in the daylight, A, because nighttime camera lighting isn't the greatest, but B, the music gets louder and louder the more the night goes on. So it's hard to talk. And this place turns into, it gets very busy. You know, at 10 o'clock, it's one thing busy. And then once you get to midnight, it's all here. So, and in the blocks surrounding. So, I mean, all of these establishments have second story, third story, rooftop bars where you can watch, look down on some of the action and see it happen. Okay, so not a huge area, but a lot of choices there, and there's a lot of good restaurants. So if I was gonna turn into Pub Street there, off of the main street that's behind me, about a block and a half is a walk to the river, and there's a Riverside Market, so all lined up along the river, going both ways. Dozens and dozens of food stands, smoothies, and it's all really good. I mean, you can get your sort of staple, snacky fried foods, but also like really good dishes that are out there. Right about the time it gets dark, that really starts picking up. And we're right next to the old market too, so let's go over and take a look at that. So this is the old market. It takes up an entire city block. I mean, I saw somebody post a video talking about the craziest market, you know, and if I was to call it crazy, I'm sure I'd get a lot of views, but there's, by no metric, by no standard is this market crazy. It's just a market, it's just the old market. I mean, they're selling everything. We got jewelry, dried meats, grains, staple things. But if we just real quick take a turn inside, oh, you know, locals are buying stuff in bulk, but you get to all of the clothes. Oh my gosh, the people doing the meats. It's all here. It's a good time in here. And no, it doesn't smell bad at all. It's fine. It's a market. But it's going down, man. This is where the locals hang out. But then like 2/3 to 3/4 of the market, you get into the shoes, souvenirs like scarves, t-shirts, souvenirs like bracelets, Crocs. No market's complete without Crocs. Lots of bag shops in here, more shoes, more t-shirts, the handbags, jewelry, more shorts, more t-shirts. This is interesting, actually. There's a few of these shops, and their bags, it's like repurposed. It's like that plasticky, your reusable grocery bags that you have in the United States. Those are fun. Those are fun. Let me ask, how much? How much for something like this? How much is that? $8 US. Oh, how about for the big one?
The big one, I do for you 10, but I can make discount. It's okay. Like this, I do for you last price $5.
$5.
Yes.
Oh,
and
okay.
the bigger size, I do for you last price $6.
Okay,
Yes,
good to know. Let me think about it. Oh, and this would be like it's like a tablet holder. You know, you got little like bill folds, passport protectors. So now, let's take a look at how this Riverside Night Market is evolving, developing. So all of this is like It's super easy walkability. And there's a lot of accommodation options down here in this city center, this core of activity. But I would caution you, I mean, those clubs are jamming until the middle of the night. So your stay could be pretty noisy if you're right here. My hotel is a few blocks outside of that city center, that core of activity. So it's much, much quieter, but it's still easy. It's a 10 or 15 minute walk. We cross this main highway on the riverfront, and it goes for blocks and blocks. And the theme is fresh fruit smoothies, beverages, local fare, in a real restaurant kind of way. There's seating off to the side, fresh seafood. The banana pancakes, always a pleasure. Kind of the cooked processed meats. And then we start right over again. Fresh fruit smoothies. So we're right by the riverside. And all along, I mean, it goes for a long way in both directions. So there's seating behind every single one of the carts. And a good rule of thumb is always, if there's a lot of locals out, which there are down here, that's a good place to be following suit. Okay, so just a little further down the road, got some nice hotels that you just saw, and some more established eating places. I've eaten at a couple of these. It's really good food. I mean, you can really get a good meal, local, for a great price. So what happens now, as we cut through all that, there's several pedestrian footbridges along the riverway into another night market. There's a whole nother night market back there. Let's go take a look. We are now at the Riverside Night Market. Likewise, I would not call this crazy by any means, but there's great stuff in here and at pretty good prices. So that's where I actually got a new shoulder bag. But you got the same things you've seen: bracelets, bags, jewelry, more bags, more clothes. Oh. More different kinds of bags and lots of customer service. Everybody wants to help everywhere I go. Everywhere, everybody. Souvenirs, artwork, back down the line. But let me show you something kind of special here. Oh, this gets good. So over here, oh, they're not doing it right now. But sometimes they'll be working with the mallet, tacking away at these leather art pieces and turn them into these very, very elaborate leather works of art. And they're pretty expensive. But you can even roll them up and have them sent back home.